Okay, one of the amazing technological features of this boat is this, what do you even call this, Chris? What's it called?
We call this a CZone screen. So we're able to control the whole vessel through this particular screen, and we can see what the boat is doing at this point in time. We can see what the fuel values are, the volumes. We can tell by looking at this screen right now that our port fuel tank is at 55%, starboard fuel tank is at 55%, and so on and so on.
And up the top, this feature here, cruising, can you just explain what those buttons are?
Yeah, they're our different modes. So we can go to a different page and look at our different modes separately. So these are modes that are programmed into the system, into this digital switching. So at the moment we're on cruising mode. We could easily flick over, because we're not running the boat. Cruising mode is if we were going to drive the boat or take the boat out for the day. We can flick over to entertainment and lock in entertainment. So here on anchor, it's probably a better mode to have on there, so it gives us all our sound systems and things like that. I could be sitting in bed with this on my lap and I could have complete control of the vessel.
The first thing that strikes you when you come up to the Flybridge is the extraordinary amount of space. There's plenty of room to chill on the couch while you're hanging out with the captain and driving wherever you want to be. Also, there's this great hopper window that pops open and connects you to the back Flybridge deck. But there's another trick loitering underneath the couch. And hey presto, a double bed for the adventurous who like to sleep out at night. Here we are on the Aft Flybridge deck. Just the fact there is an Aft Flybridge deck is kind of amazing. There's another space to actually chill out and have a meal or spend some time. There's also a station over here that has a fridge, a sink, an area to cook, as well as the aft helm station. You can drive the entire boat from here, not only with steering wheel and throttle, but also with a fingertip joystick. So I want to start at the simplest possible level. How do you get this thing going forward?
Okay, well, once the batteries are turned on, which are turned on downstairs by a couple of keys, it's just a matter of pressing the start button for each engine. Starboard engine and port engine, just press the start. There's a start and stop there for when you wish to shut the engine down. It's as easy as pressing this button on the control, and then also if you need to come into reverse, either on one engine or two engines, it's a matter of pulling the controls back. Fingertip steering, it's light steering, easy. It's just very user-friendly. But then if you want to dock the boat, then we also have a docking joystick as well.
For people who want a little bit more technical knowledge, there are three big screens here. What's going on in each of those?
Yeah, quite colourful. They're our electronic screens. Basically that creates a bit of a safety aspect of this vessel for when you're doing longer voyages down the coast, or across the coast to New Zealand or wherever you want to go to. So you've got, we've got a GPS chart plotter here that we can zoom in or zoom out. Sometimes you might want to go with depth gauge.
And that's a three-dimensional grid of the ground that we've been over?
Correct, and where we're sitting at the moment.
Okay, and then over here, this is for surveillance of your friends to make sure they haven't drunk all the wine.
Yeah, of course, making sure not they're getting too happy downstairs. But and there's an infrared camera there in the bottom right-hand corner as well. So if you're travelling along at night time and you want to pick something up, it heat sinks. Sound system all throughout the whole vessel that we can run individually up here in the Flybridge where we are now, and we can have our own music, we can Bluetooth to our phone or whatever we want to do.
So Gary, if I may ask you, you've probably seen all sorts of different uses for these boats, from cruising between different countries to fishing. What are some of the more interesting uses you've seen these sorts of boats put to?
I've got a couple of good clients at Port Stephens where the husband goes out with his mates and he gets out, they go out to the shelf and they fish for yellowfin tuna. The next weekend he's out with his wife and kids and they're entertaining on that. So we can split them up. The boats will suit both purposes, but whether they're fishing or whether they're entertaining friends or they're cocktails at night or whatever, all of our boats basically will do either.
I've also heard there's something of a social thing that goes on with Riviera owners, that they come together and they tie up their boats. What's the story about being part of that community?
It's really about the experience. We're there to create a fantastic experience for people that buy these luxury vessels. And to give them enjoyment, along the way we can teach them and show them how to use their vessels correctly and safely. But we have a fantastic Riviera family that just spreads all over the place, spreads all over the Australia, New Zealand, globally, and the dealers get together and get all their customers together, and we have what's called raft ups and things like that.
Right, yes.
And they're really fun times. I mean, it really is about presenting a fantastic experience for our customers, and they truly love it. You know, everything from, as Gary just mentioned, picking and looking at everything in the factory. We have a fantastic interior designer, Sarah, you know, and you look at all these cushions and things like this. All this can sort of, you sit down with Sarah and the ladies and the wives and whatnot can pick the fabrics and the cushions and things like that. It's just a truly an amazing experience, and people love it.